an honor to be here showing in this fantastic gallery. I want to thank first Christine, who pushed this show to be a reality, and Amis, who just left, Angie, who's around here, and especially thank you to Veronica Ballarino, who worked here like 6 years ago, and that was the genesis of this show, 5 Venezuelan artists, and here we are. And I want to, of course, thank our spouses who are always pushing us to the next level and supporting us in our endeavors in art. So I want to talk a little bit about the context, the political context of Venezuela during my childhood. And during my childhood, I grew up during the 60s, and Venezuela was a fantastic country. We had several institutions that promoted art, architecture, integrity of the arts, and this happened after, in 1959, we had a coup, a military coup that put down the dictator. So it started a very strong energy to create a very modern country, progressive country that was focused, like I said, in education, architecture, pushing the country to be better and to be more than a third world country. So as a child, I was privileged to be friend of the grandkids of a very important collector. So in Carolina also, we were at the same piñatas and parties. And this, I mentioned this because I think it was my first exposure to the modern art, which is a line that guides my work. Definitely, this is my work. And I had that privilege to be playing with them, playing around a Calder mobile, playing around a Henry Moore sculpture, not knowing really what was the value of those. There were elements to play with. It was fantastic. Okay. So that's, in a way, how Venezuela was. And I want to tell you what is happening now according to my point of view. There are many point of views. So there are artists, I want to say that there are artists and artist groups who struggle to keep doing art, very high quality art in Venezuela. And when I say struggle, they struggle finding materials, they struggle finding institutions that support their art, unless you are affiliated to the government. And that is the sadness that is happening now. So the affiliation to a government, it's more valuable than the merit and the talent that was before celebrated. Yeah, difficulties. And in the past, there were Venezuelan masters that were showing hand-to-hand to the international masters. For example, Carlos Cruz Diez, Soto, Otero, Mercedes Pardo, Gego. Some of them are in the collection, the modern collection of the Museum of Fine Arts here in Houston. And we are very proud when we come in and see all these masters that we knew when we were kids, because we had the chance to see those fantastic and innovative shows at the Centro de Bellas Artes, for instance, in Caracas, and the La Galería de Arte Nacional, etc., etc. So I want to mention a little bit how my art responds to that. I am an architect as well as an artist. I love constructing and deconstructing. And my work is based on memories, constructing and deconstructing memories. And my aesthetic is definitely connected to that modernist world that I knew when I was a child. So when I create these compositions, I like to explore different techniques. In this case, this is an archival print. The ones next to that one, it's acrylic on canvas. And the other two are also archival prints. I like to play with the shapes. That also connects me with my architecture, with the architecture that I saw growing up. That means so much to me because I'm an architect. Yeah, I like to construct, to build, and using those sometimes monolithic shapes, playing with the transparency, allowing to see what is behind, but not necessarily telling you what is happening. And for me, that's very important. I want to expose what I feel like, what I like, but not necessarily I want to be like an open book and transparent and you can see everything. If you discover it, I will adore you forever. And that's, that's one of the joys of doing art. How many minutes do I have left? 4. Okay. All right. So, okay, I wrote something about each of the work. This is a diptych called Asomo a Casa. And this work came out to be as an invitation to show back in Venezuela for the first time. And for me, Asomo a Casa is peeking at home. For me, it was like, okay, it's an opportunity. Maybe we can show back in Venezuela. And I created this composition, which has a lot of negative space. The white part is the negative space. And it's fragmented, like the memories, like the opportunities, and yeah, like the composition itself, it also has these elements in orange as a connectors, reminding us that there's still a connection. There's our roots to our work, our country, and our past, and we can mix it with our present. So the next 2 paintings are acrylic on canvas, and they represent part of the artistic journey. The decision to create I Am Here, which is the one on the left, was out of a stress and a blockage that I had while I was painting a big painting for a show at the Museum of South Texas in Corpus Christi. And I was totally blocked. And my husband mentioned to me, Luisa, you have to paint another one while you get out of the block. And that happens. So this is what it came out. And then the next one was an invitation for a show. I already had that one. And the galleries told me, you need to do another one the same size. So they are forever connected to the first painting that I finished, and it went to the museum. And these two came out of that blockage. So if you are here as students of art, don't worry. Blockage is good. We can channel it, and that's what we do, creating our work. The 2 other paintings are also archival prints. They are conceived using technology. I use sometimes Photoshop, but in those cases I did using Illustrator. And I modify them, I play with the shapes, I play with the transparency, and I print it with a very fine paper and a very good printer, of course. And it's for me like a joy to play with the shapes that are present in all my work, in different mediums, and that somehow they look different, but in essence they are the essence of my work. Thank you very much.